Sir, actually, this session is about orientation of UPSC, sir.
जी.
So actually, most of the students, they are like freshers
Okay.
who want to start their preparation now,
Okay.
or like very minimal number, like around 10% students, or like they started their preparation and they gave one attempt like that, but they
Okay.
didn't clear the prelims.
Okay.
Okay, so actually, can you please share your strategy, and how a timetable should be, and
Yeah.
how to start and where to start,
Okay.
and how they have to,
These students will be targeting 2026 exam or
yeah,
2027?
26 and 27, both, sir.
Both. Okay. Okay. So shall I start or should I wait for a few more to join?
Yeah,
5
let
minutes.
us wait for 2 or 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, student. Actually, Jatin Jain, sir, he secured All India rank 91, and presently he's working as IPS officer in Madhya Pradesh case. And he had a lot of knowledge of UPSC, and he knows UPSC inside out. So please do follow his instructions. And if you want, you can make the notes like whatever the sir is telling. So if you want, you can make the notes. And one more thing here is please don't ask questions in between. So let sir complete his speech, everything. And later on, if you have any doubts, so please do ask at the last, or else please do comment your doubts in the comment box. Okay, and please do mute students so that it will not cause any disturbance for any other ones. Okay. Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
So hello everyone. I am Jatin Jain. As ma'am introduced, I secured All India rank 91 in UPSC 2022 exam. So first of all, as all of you have started the preparation, the main thing in this preparation I would like to tell you is we'll divide this session in two parts, those who are attempting in 2026 and those who are attempting in 2027. Okay. So first of all, I'll talk about 2026. If you haven't started the preparation yet, then be practical. 2026 would be difficult to clear the examination. So you can target 2026 as a practice session. Matlab, you can give it as a trial attempt, not as a full-fledged attempt. Okay. So don't try to cover your syllabus. Don't try to cover each and everything by 2026 attempt because time is very much less. You need at least 13 to 14 months of preparation in civil services to clear the examination. Matlab, all the three phases, pre, mains and interview. Otherwise, if you clear the prelims and you are not prepared for the mains, then there's no use of clearing the prelims. And for mains, you have to get ready, notes ready होने चाहिए आपके पास. You should have complete understanding of the optional. Optional syllabus should have been completed before the prelims. Because after prelims, there are only 2.5 to 3 months. In that time, you cannot complete the optional. You just have to revise the content of the optional. You have to learn the answers, learn the PYQs, and then reproduce them in the answer writing. So that much time only we have. So if you haven't completed the optional before the prelims, then it's very, very difficult. And for pre-specific preparation, minimum 3 months should be given. So ideally for a year-long timeline, what I used to say is till December, you should focus on optional and mains. And by Republic Day, that means 26th of January, your optional preparation should be completed. You should close your optional. And by first week of February or 15th of February, you should start your pre-specific preparation. That should be solely focused on the prelims examination. What do I mean by prelim focused preparation? That means you should study on the current affairs. You should have hold of the PYQs. You should start solving MCQs because there's a complete difference between MCQ and answer writing skills. So for MCQ solving strategy, you should know what type of questions UPSC is asking, what type of options UPSC is framing, and how to navigate those challenges. And you have to study the miscellaneous parts, the areas from where UPSC is asking the questions more frequently. For example, if I talk about history, in history, ancient history, UPSC is solely focusing majority of our questions on Jainism and Buddhism. Each and every year, a question or two is there on the part of Jainism and Buddhism. Other aspects, the folk dances, the tribes, their festivals, the locations, the leaders, the social movements, all these areas are the frequent topics which are asked by the UPSC. So you have to cover those areas. For pre-specific, you have to learn the timelines, you have to learn the time period, which ruler is contemporary to which king, which kingdom, which dynasty. So that timeline is very important. Through timeline only you can solve one or two questions or eliminate the options. If polity, you should know about the Lakshmikant. Okay, so these are the areas where you should be studying your preparation for prelims oriented study. So this is how the timeline should be for 2026 attempt in general. Now, if you're targeting 2027 attempt, the timeline remains the same. Till December, you should study your mains as well as your optional. Your optional should be done. The thumb rule is your optional should be done before the attempting the prelims, which you are giving as a full-fledged attempt. Either it is 2026 attempt or 2027 attempt. Before the prelims examination, before the May, your optionals should be done. You should have complete notes. आपको याद है या नहीं है? If you have memorized or not, that's not a big deal. You should at least have full notes. You should at least know what to study and where to study, so that after clearing the prelims, you don't have any confusion left with you कि कहाँ से पढ़ना है. That is the key. So thumb rule is complete optional before attempting prelims examination. Mains, you should have a broader perspective for mains. You should have some notes for some topics of the mains, either GS1 or GS2. Ethics you can ignore. Ethics you can do after clearing the prelims examination. But GS1, 2, 3 you should do in you should not do it in silos. You should not do it in silos. It should be a cumulative and cumulative approach to study mains as well as prelims examination. Okay. Now, if I talk about briefly about the source list and the book list, which the content is very much available and almost every aspirants know which reference book to refer, but I'll still tell you, for polity, just refer Lakshmikant. For pre and mains, just refer Lakshmikant. No need to study DD Basu or anything. Just Lakshmikant is sufficient. Plus one NCERT Constitution at Work. Either it's 11th class or 12th class, I don't remember. Constitution at Work NCERT है, वो आपको refer करनी है. Lakshmikant and that NCERT. For mains, yes, mains the content would not suffice in Lakshmikant. For mains, you have to do a thorough preparation. You can see topper notes. You can see the material shared by the toppers, and you can see the material which is given by the coaching institutes, because that is comprehensive material. Because it means you have to have a multi-dimensional, multi-perspective approach, which is not there in Lakshmikant. It is there, but it is very difficult to decode and extract the content from mains perspective from Lakshmikant. So it's easier to get it from any topper notes or from the coaching institutes which you are studying in or you are enrolled in. Okay. Now polity is done. Now economy. Trust me, friends, for economy, there is no single source and no book available, and you should not go for any book or material for economics. What I believe is, in economy, if you have the conceptual clarity and if you're following the current affairs, your economy portion is done. For conceptual clarity, what you can do is just see the notes or the videos of any coaching institute or any good mentor which you are following, either YouTube, either offline or online, which in an institute you are enrolled in. That faculty teaches you, because there is no if and buts, there is no big thing in economics. Depreciation, appreciation, everybody will tell you the same thing, and you need to know what is appreciation, what is depreciation, and what are its effect and impacts. Rather than studying from any book or anything which are very bulky notes, you should not refer those things, because it's very difficult to revise and conceptualize. Either if you're seeing the videos or if you're following any mentor, their notes and their lectures would be sufficient for economics along with the current affair portion. I never followed any books, but yeah, Mrinal sir's content is good, but they are very, very bulky, around 600 to 700 pages. They cover both pre and mains. If anyone of you following, it's a good content. I have no doubt about it, but it's too bulky and it's very difficult to revise. So I never followed it, but yeah, many of my friends followed it, so they liked it. Okay, so economy के लिए वो आप follow कर सकते हो. Then comes the history portion. In history, for modern history, spectrum is followed. Spectrum is becoming less relevant, but there is no other alternative available, because UPSC is asking random questions from modern history which are not available in one particular book. They are available in various aspects. So my advice is follow spectrum. At least it will help you to eliminate the options and reach you to a level where you can decide on your guesswork and your intuition what is the correct answer. Don't waste too much time, because ROI, return on investment, is very less on other books. So I would not suggest you to refer all those books. Just refer Spectrum. Spectrum के पीछे end में indices and tables दी हुई हैं, that tables and that thing should be covered religiously. वो आपको बहुत अच्छे से करनी है. You should memorize those things. Timeline is very, very important. You should try to visualize the things. And for that, some documentaries are also available. If you are not able to remember and recognize those things, just see documentaries available so that that pictorial because whenever we see a movie, we remember the timeline, we remember the story of a movie. Nobody then tells us what is right or wrong. You don't need to remember. Everybody has seen Three Idiots movie. All of us know the crux and the story of a Three Idiots. आपको सोते हुए, if you wake up, you after sleep, you will be able to tell the story, because that's the impact of pictorial memory. So if you see the web series or if you see various documentaries available, for example, Pradhan Mantri series is there on YouTube. It tells about the post-independence history. So for post-independence history, I would suggest don't refer any notes, just see that series and just have basic notes of any coaching institute, any topper, that area would be covered. Similarly, there are many series on YouTube and Netflix where you know about the independence struggle, that area, that period. So that would help you to memorize things better. And for art and culture, there are two sources, either old NCERTs, Vipin Chandra Wali, या तमिलनाडु की 11th and 12th की NCERT. You don't need to refer both. You need to refer any one of these things. Plus themes जो new NCERTs हैं, I would say you should refer, because in tits and pieces they are not very useful, but some questions UPSC is asking from those books. If there are notes available from those NCERTs anywhere in Telegram or your coaching institute, then refer those, don't read them. But if there are not notes available, try to study in a group. Divide one NCERT, one can read, other NCERT, second person can read, and then you can share your notes. Don't invest too much time on it. So by group study, you can practice and make notes of those things. For art and culture, Fine Arts NCERT 11th class, red color book it is. That is very important. Nitin Singhania, I would not suggest you to read the whole Nitin Singhania. Just the first and the second chapter, I would say. And the dances wala chapter, 15 or 16 chapter it is. I don't remember the chapter name number. But first and second chapter, where it tells about the temple architecture, temple structure of all the different dynasties. That is very, very important. UPSC is asking questions from this. And if you see the PYQs, for a specific temple, there are 3 or 4 things you need to remember, not everything. Which dynasty, which ruler, which deity. Either it's a Vishnu temple or Shiva temple or any other temple. These 3 things, or the Nagar style temple or Dravida style temple, or which location it is there. Just these 4 and 5 facts you need to remember about the temple. You don't need to study how to study those big factual information ki it is north facing, east facing, ye hai, wo hai, itne steps hai, itne staircases hai. You don't need to know these facts. Just remember these 4-5 facts. You will be able to do the question if it comes from that temple. Trust me. So that is how you need to study smart preparation. And how you will analyze it? By seeing the PYQs. How UPSC has previously asked the questions on these themes. So that is how you need to analyze the PYQs. Okay. So polity done, economy done, history done. For science and tech, I have science background, so I didn't refer any good material, and I also don't think so there is any single content available. NCERT is good. Biology, 12th class biology NCERT, last 4 or 5 chapters that you can study. Lucent aati hai. Lucent you should study science ke liye. There is some factual information given in Lucent. For history also, I forgot to told you. For history also, Lucent is good. The tables given in Lucent is very, very important. There are various tables. Just what you can do is take picture, make a PDF, take a printout of all those tables, and then just study as a notes for you. That becomes very, very handy in history. And for science also. And for science and tech, majority of the questions revolve around the current affairs and current affairs themes, and based on the PYQs. For example, black hole is a favorite theme of UPSC. So you should study black hole. अब black hole आप कहीं से पढ़ सकते हो, either from any coaching notes or any content available to you or any current affair compilations. So just see the themes which are available and the questions which are frequently asked by the UPSC from the given themes. Okay. For example, virus, bacteria, fungi. Every year UPSC is asking questions from these things. Every year. So you should know the fundamental difference, fundamental features of what is virus, what is bacteria, what is fungi, what are the characteristics, how they replicate, how they infect. which vaccines are does antibiotics treat virus or bacteria. So these facts are important for you to study. So science and tech is completely on current affair based themes and PYQs. Now environment and geography. For environment and geography, also there is no single source available. One source which recently is available is PMFIS की एक book आती है green color. It's a very bulky book. So that you can refer, but also selectively. पूरी book नहीं पढ़नी है, selective reading करनी है आपको of PMFIS book for geography and environment combined. But majority of the questions from environment are from the various acts, various environmental legislations, various treaties and agreements. Paris Agreement हो गया, Montreal Agreement हो गया. All these things are important. Questions are coming from this. Summits हो गए, COP26, COP27, which are happening, which are in news, IPCC, and various international organizations, UNCP, and UNICEF, or all these organizations are there, which is important. Okay. And next thing is environmental species, the endangered species, the critically endangered species, the vulnerable species, their characteristics, which species is endemic to which area. All these things you need to remember. What are the special localities, special features, and along with it, environment में pollution से questions बार बार आ रहे हैं. Air pollution, water pollution, what are the pollutants, major pollutants, minor pollutants, effect of carbon. All these things are relevant because these are current affairs oriented questions. Okay. All of you are reading about air pollution and the condition of air in Delhi. So UPSC will not ask question about Delhi and its air pollution. UPSC will ask question about the features of air pollution, why air pollution is caused, which pollutants are causing air pollution, how they are harmful to our health. So all these aspects and areas you need to cover. Okay. Then conservation के effects पूछता है, Project Tiger हो गया, Project Cheetah Introduction Project हो गया, और various national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, tiger reserves, all these sanctuaries, the rivers passing through it, the flora and fauna in these species, all these things are important. So you need to cover those things. In geography, generally physical geography, say 1 or 2 questions is there. Majority of the questions in geography are location based, mapping based. Map becomes very, very important for geography. World mapping as well as India mapping. So rivers, mountain, peaks, ranges, all these things very, very important. World mapping में the places in the news, the places in controversy, they becomes very, very important. Simple question will be there around match the column. For example, Nepal is in crisis right now. So Kathmandu is a very popular location. UPSC will not ask Kathmandu. Something second or third place which becomes important, which will be in the news, which will be in the newspaper. UPSC will give this place and ask to match the column. So you should be aware about the current affairs in the places around you, which are in news and which are in controversy, so that you can have a notes around it, and do refer at least every time. When I told you about a pre-specific preparation, pre-specific mode of preparation, I meant about these things only. The important things which are asked in the PYQs, for example, mapping, location, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, river system, all these things should be in your hands and tips. You should remember each and every details of those things. So you should revise these things multiple times. Okay. So I think source list is covered. I have covered polity, economy, history, science and tech, environment, and geography. Okay. And the next big thing is current affairs. So current affairs, there is no single source which I should say for current affairs. Current affairs, you should read newspaper. There is no supplementary of newspaper. You can complement newspaper. Okay. By your magazines or current affairs of the coaching institutes or the monthly magazines or the mail 365 and other aspects. But there is no alternative to newspaper. You cannot skip reading the newspaper and just following the current affair material. That's a big no from my side. You should definitely read the newspaper, read the headlines, read the topics in the newspaper, identify which topic is relevant for you, which topic is relevant for your optional subject, and read the editorial pages effectively. So that your vocabulary increases, your answer writing skill increases from those editorials. Okay. So that's the source material. Now, how to study it and how to make notes. Newspaper के लिए first of all, I would tell you, those who are beginners and starting the preparation, just follow any single newspaper, either the Hindu, either the Express, or either the Hindustan Times. These three are good newspaper. Don't read Times of India. Don't read any other such newspaper. Three, either Hindu, Indian Express, or Hindustan Times. Any one of these three, whichever you like, whichever you are comfortable with. Okay. And how to read newspaper is just see the basic themes, the basic ideas. You should know the syllabus. First of all, you should know the syllabus of the UPSC so that you can filter out the information and news from the newspaper. You don't have to read the political battle. You don't have to read what Modi ji has said, what Rahul ji has said, and what other leaders are saying about each another, how they are abusing, how they are taunting their different parties. That information is from masala, but you don't have to read those things. Don't have to invest your time in it. Because UPSC will not be asking those silly questions. Now, you should study only those things which UPSC will be asking you. You should channelize your time and efforts in an effective way. So that would be able, when you will be able to see the PYQs, previous year questions, and when you will be able to see the syllabus of the UPSC. So that is one thing clear. After newspaper, you should read the basic material and the basic content for each and every subject. And then subject wise, you start making notes. Don't ever make notes after first reading. Note making should start after second or third reading. Because first reading, you feel each and every line of the thing is important. You will rewrite the whole thing or whole book 80% of the times. That is not the crux of note making. First of all, read, understand, highlight, and when you complete the first reading, when you are reading for the second or third time, then start making short notes, what are important, what are not important, by seeing the PYQs and by aligning a preparation through PYQs. This topic say UPSC is asked these things, so these are very important. I should note down and jot down those points of these things. That is how you should start making notes. Okay. And timeline, I have told you the PYQs. My dear friends, PYQs is very important. Without PYQs, you cannot clear this examination. PYQs are a role model. PYQs tell you and guide you how to prepare and what to prepare. इसलिए for pre as well as means में I will let you 80% of the questions you can predict when you are writing mains ki what questions would be coming by just seeing the PYQs, by thorough analysis of the PYQs. Okay, for pre, PYQs help you to understand the psychology and ideology of the questions framed by the UPSC. Because trust me, how well you are prepared, how much intelligent and how much a topper you are, 25 to 30 questions will be maximum out of 100, which you would be knowing at the time when you are attempting the prelims. Rest 60 to 70 questions, you would have never heard about it. You must just have a brief knowledge or kahin suna hoga aapne, but you should not have a complete knowledge about it. Then how you are able to solve those 60, 70 questions is the key. And that becomes important by analyzing the PYQs. When you analyze the PYQs, when you build intuition, when you build smart logic and elimination by seeing the PYQs, then you are able to build smart guesswork, and then you are able to optimize your score of these 60 to 70 questions. So that is why PYQs is very important in prelims examination also. Okay. So that is the main important role for PYQs. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask you one question, and this is the question of most of the students, and who are writing prelims multiple times also, they are not able to clear prelims. So can you share some tips to clear prelims, sir? Because as you said, yes, okay, not even 20 to 25 questions can be solved by 100% sure, and remaining will be guesswork. But how can we make that question right?
Okay, that's a very important thing. See, first you should know about me. I cleared the examination in my third attempt. In the first two attempts, I was also not able to clear the prelims examination. But in my third and fourth attempt, I cleared prelims with the forest cutoff also, which is usually 15 marks higher than the UPSC civils cutoff. So what changes I did is, in my first attempt, I also prepared like a common aspirant, just reading the material, just solving the questions and just mugging up things and reading haphazardly. I didn't focus on the PYQs. And in my second attempt, I faltered due to CSET. But what things I rectified in my third attempt is, I started covering the syllabus, that's fine. But more focusedly, I dwelled deep into the PYQs. I analyzed the PYQs thoroughly. You need to see the PYQs. अगर आपने ये भी देखा होगा, those aspirants who are able to clear the prelims, they clear each and every time. There are very few aspirants who cleared a prelim once or twice, they falter again. They clear the prelims consecutively, they are unable to clear the mains. And some aspirants who are unable to clear the prelims itself in multiple attempts. What is the key difference? Key difference is understanding and decoding the UPSC. Most aspirants just study the syllabus, just solve the test, and they believe they would be able to do it. But they don't develop smart guesswork and smart elimination. Everybody says elimination has been ruled out by the UPSC, elimination has been ruled out by the UPSC in the recent papers. I say a big no. Elimination was there, elimination is there, elimination will be there. But it is a smart elimination. You have to analyze and see yourself by observing to the PYQs. There is a fixed pattern and trend in questions framed by the UPSC. You have to identify those things. You have to identify it. You have to see how UPSC plays with the psychology of the aspirant, how UPSC confuses you in the examination. Some tips and tricks which I rectified is, for example, in a polity question, whenever in the past 30 years of the UPSC, whenever UPSC has said X, Y, Z is defined in the constitution, it is wrong. It is incorrect. UPSC, something is justified by the Supreme Court in its ruling and judgment, but very few things are defined in the constitution. So when UPSC says such words, now something is defined in the constitution, it becomes very objective and very rigid and close. And you must observe in the PYQs, very objective and very close-centered statements are 90% wrong. And some facts are always wrong given by the UPSC. You can check it, mark my words. You can check from the PYQs. Anywhere when UPSC has said something XYZ is defined in the constitution, that statement has been incorrect throughout the history of the UPSC. So how I get to know? So how these things help is, suppose you are given 2026 prelim and something is given, judicial reviews defined in the constitution. Now you're confused, judicial reviews given or not. You have studied, but you are confused at that state. Then these things help you to assist. By something is given as defined in the constitution is always incorrect. You can go incorrect and you can mark the correct answer. That's how smart elimination works. So how I developed it by studying the PYQs thoroughly. So invest time in PYQs and see how UPSC is framing the questions and options. That is very, very important. Okay. Another thing is important is maximizing the number of attempts you are doing. And paper solving strategy you should develop. I used to attempt around 95 to 100 questions. See, my basic plan was attempting 95 questions, getting 65 questions correct, 30 questions incorrect. I made up this mind. If I get 65 questions correct, into 2 is 130 marks. If I get 30 questions wrong, 2/3 is minus 20 marks. So 130 minus 20, net is 1110 marks. Anyway, around 1110 is guarantee in general category that you will be clearing the examination. So how this helps is, see, when in examination, when difficulty level increases, in my mind, I know I have 5 questions which I can leave. If I have no idea about it, I am unable to solve, I can say to my mind, ye un 5 questions mein se hai, but I was going to left because I was attempting 95 questions. So 5 questions the margin I have. And in where questions I am taking the risk, I can tell my mind, even if it is wrong, it will go into that 30 questions slab, which I am able to do incorrect. So pressure don't develop in my thing, and I can take the risk effectively. Ki haan, even if it is wrong, it will go into the 30 question wala slab. So I was able to take risk because my mind was stable. And if you don't make such calculations, you would always be risk. Either I should mark A or should mark B. Even if it is incorrect, what should I do? You spend time. You waste time there. Time is the key. So if you are free, okay, A or B, I feel my intuition says B, I should mark B. Even if it's incorrect, it will go into the 30 slab. I can still make 110 marks by correcting 65 questions. Even 5 questions, if I falter, 60 correct, 40 incorrect, then also around 95 marks you will get, which is also above the cutoff upon the recent trend. So that is how psychology and mental stress plays. That 2 hours plays a very, very big role. उन 2 घंटों में your mind should stay calm. You should apply common sense in it. Common sense application is very, very important in those 2 hours. Plus PYQ analysis and plus your intuition. You should always follow your intuition. Because see, human brains works that way. If you have read some question and one of the options suddenly sticks to you, कि यार ये कहीं सुना था. I have heard this something somewhere. Just mark the question. Don't overthink. Overthinking is a big mistake which many aspirants do. They intuition में आता है कि C answer है. Then they think, oh, B भी हो सकता है, C भी हो सकता है. I'm feeling B and C, and then there's confusion and you mark B. And C was the right answer. Majority of the times when you see, your intuition was always right because something and somewhere you will must have listened or seen, and that strikes back in our brain when you see a question in MCQs. You should follow it until unless there are very strong evidence and बहुत strong आ रहा है आपको नहीं this is incorrect, or you have analyzed some technique or some gray area framed by the UPSC. There is a catch by the UPSC in this option. Just go for intuition. 80% of the time, I would say your intuition would be correct. Most aspirants don't do it. So these are the basic things which you should remember while solving the prelims examination, so that confidence is the key. Have confidence, have self-faith and self-belief, have a proper paper solving strategy, and you should not change it at the end moment, and have proper analysis of the PYQs. About studying and about everything, that's the secondary thing. I believe the role of study or role of syllabus completion in clearing the police examination is around 30-35%, not more than that. Like 60 to 70% is your calmness and confidence, is your PYQ analysis, is your paper solving strategy, and is your mental calmness and mental stability. And you should not compare your performance with anybody. उसने इतना किया, उसने इतना किया. If paper is difficult, it's difficult for everybody, and the cutoff will go down. Okay, cutoff went down in paper around 70, 78 was the cutoff in 2023 or 24. So if paper is difficult, it is difficult for each and every aspirant, and the cutoff will go down accordingly. You should remember UPSC is a relative examination. You don't have to score 140, 150 marks. You just have to score better than your other components, other competitors. That's the only thing which UPSC wants in pre, in mains, and interview. All three aspects. UPSC never rejects a candidate or an aspirant. UPSC just filters out through the relative competition. So you don't have to perform exceedingly well. If you get 50% marks in UPSC mains and interview, you are a topper. All India rank 1 gets 51 to 52% marks. That's it. Like, nobody understands this psychology. Everybody wants perfection. They want 65, 75%. No, that is not the criteria. Even in prelims, 100, 200 marks of paper rota, 100 is 50%. If you get 50% marks, you clear the prelims. Yeah, what's the big deal? You just have to train your mind in that way and synchronize the preparation, because stress is the biggest hurdle in our preparation life. We make stress, we make small things big. It is a big syllabus. Everything under the sun is a syllabus for UPSC. We have to study so much things. No, my dear friends, you don't have to study so much things. Just see the PYQs, refer the PYQs, study the basic content, have faith, have confidence, do your hard work, have faith and belief in you, follow some mentor. You should have a good mentor in this preparation. That's very, very important, because they can help you and guide you and assist you in your preparation. And that's how you can transform yourself from an aspirant to an officer. So I rest my discussion here. Now I'm open to questions. Any of you, have any doubts, just freely ask me. Even the silliest of the doubt, if you have, just open to share and ask. Don't hesitate to ask any of the questions.
Sir, one more question, sir. So how much time an aspirant can take to complete the understanding of syllabus?
Okay. The syllabus, I said, around 1 year preparation is required to complete the full syllabus. Hello. And my
Sir,
for sociology, friends.
sir, good morning. So I'm not a civil service aspirant, sir. Just I'm preparing for Group 1.
Okay.
The upcoming Group 1, that means definitive notification, sir.
Okay.
Now I am 51.
Okay, sir.
So just I'm preparing similar to Group 1, and what are your suggestions?
For Group 1 kind of examination, so I believe is accuracy and speed is the key. The difficulty levels are not very high, but you should have accuracy in your preparation and speed in solving the questions. So for building speed, you should practice much more, study less, and solve the questions as far as possible.
So how many years question papers should I refer, sir?
Minimum 10 years, 7 to 10 years minimum.
Is it the same, this civil services? Is it the same for?
Yeah. For civil services, I also suggest 10 to 12 years papers, PYQs, minimum. And it's better if you go back, but it depends on how much time and efforts you can place and how much time is there for examination. But minimum 7 to 10 years is the minimum by default.
And the syllabus which is given by Usha ma'am and whatever you are suggesting is same, or is there any difference?
Same, more or less. I don't know about the Group A examination. They must have been telling you. But for civil services, I must say that the syllabus they are giving and what I am telling is the same.
What about civil service? Same. Okay. And so, what is your message to the children who are deserving and who are aspiring?
See,
Who are
all
aspiring
those who are aspiring for civil services, I would say is just first of all, don't be afraid and don't have a fear of this examination. What if I fail? You will not fail. Just have faith and confidence in yourself and just put yourself in this preparation. You should be ready to give a hard work. You should ready to place 8 to 10 hours daily. And see, consistency is the key. If you study 14 hours for a day and then just study 4 hours the next day, it will not give you results. If you will study just 8 hours for the whole 2 or 3 months, that will give you results.
Sir.
Consistency is the key. Analysis is the key. Just follow or have one mentor with you who can guide you and just follow his or her advice and just see the PYQs. For civil services, PYQs is the best thing to refer. And if you can analyze and decode the strategy by the PYQs and you are willing to give a hard work for it, then be rest assured, if you're putting the hard work, if you're putting your hard work in the correct direction in a dedicated way, nothing can stop you from clearing this examination. This examination is not at all difficult. Yes, the sheer competition makes it difficult, but if you can develop a smart strategy to solve it, it is the easiest examination you can clear.
Yes, sir. Next, one more question, final question, sir. So civil services, civil services is favorable for arts students or science students?
It is neutral examination. Earlier, it used to favor the science students because the second paper CSET was there. The marks was added in the cutoff. But now that paper has become just qualifying in nature. So it is neutral playing field for arts as well as engineering science students. The number of selections on the science students is more because in a graduation, if you see the number of aspirants graduating from science field is more than the arts field. That is why the selection rate from science field is more than the arts field in the UPSC, because number of candidates sitting there is more. But there is no bias or there is no something that it is beneficial for this or that. But what important advantage the science field aspirants have, they know problem solving skills. They don't panic, because in engineering colleges, you can ask anybody. We used to just study just 1 week or 2 weeks before the examination, and a whole semester we used to enjoy. So we know the time management, we know how to analyze those things without taking stress. And the art student is lacking that spirit. That is the one difference which I feel. Otherwise, UPSC is not any favorable or any bias between science and art student.
Even industry also differs from arts to science, sir.
Yeah.
Because and
yes, sir.
Sir, ma'am, just here already I have got a civil service service candidate. Just here one more, sir. Okay. What could be the reasons between North Indians and South Indians, sir? Actually, North Indians they succeeded more in civil services, especially Bihar and some North Indian states. They succeed in civil services compared to South Indians. What could be the reasons?
The one major reason I feel is lack of mentorship and guidance available in South India. Because in North India, those candidates who clear, they are the reference point and people get to know and get to interact with them. And in South India, the major thing is the difference between in states like Bihar is, for them it is a livelihood issue. Because they just want to study. They don't eat food, they don't have any time, they just religiously study. And that is why they are able to clear. But in South India, due to the literacy is high and awareness is high, people have multiple avenues of opportunity in the education field in different areas. They are not just stick to the government sector and the government job. But in North India, the scene is different, I believe. That is the major pushing factor so that North Indians get more selected than the South Indians. But I believe gradually the selections is increasing from the South India. And even in the field, when I see the South Indians are more all-round development is more in the South Indians. They are good in everything, even in sports, even in culturals, even in co-curricular activities, even in academics. But in North India, if you see the candidates, it will be either one of those things. Either he will be good in sports or in academics or in other things, but not combined. There is not all-round development in North India, which is there in South India, which I love about South India thing.
Okay, sir. Thanks a million, sir.
So one more question is,
Hi,
can
sir.
you explain about optional, how to choose?
Okay, for optional, you can choose is, see, UPSC has given a list of options from where you have to choose. So first of all, see what is this optional scoring or not? Is there sufficient material available or not? And then filter out 4 or 5 subjects of those optional and then see the syllabus of those optional. Are you really getting interest in reading those questions? And if you will be getting interested and attracted by reading those, because any subject which you will choose, you have to study for minimum 2 years. 1 year for preparation and 1 year for the whole examination cycle. Minimum आपको 2 साल you have to read that syllabus, that subject. So if you are willing to invest, if you have interest, otherwise just for the sake of taking option, if you took, then it will become a burden. You should never feel a burden in reading the optional, because optional is the stress buster, my dear friends. Whenever you get tired, whenever you get stressed up by reading the mains, by reading the GS, by reading prelims, it should be, now I will be reading optional. Now it should be your area. You should feel comfortable with that optional. You should have interest. You should feel happy by reading the optional. That is how, first thing, your interest. Second thing, the resource and the content available in the market. Third thing, are this optional giving selections in the recent 5 to 7 years? For example, PubEd used to be a very good option in the past, but in the recent 7 to 10 years, it is not a good option because nobody is getting, very few aspirants are getting selected from PubEd. But for the past, if you see beyond 15 years, it was a very good option. Earlier, everybody in every 50% of the candidates used to take PubEd as an option, but now it is not. So you should see that trend. Either your interest is there, resource and availability is there, marks is given or not. I mean, people are getting selected from it or not. And the major priority should be your interest. If you are feeling interest, then you should go for it.
The next question is, I'm going to give attempt in 2027. I started my preparation and covered NCERTs and PYQs, sir. Can you please tell me when and how to start answer writing?
Okay, see, for 2027 attempt answer writing is a big far away. First of all, you should study. You have read NCERTs, well and good. Now study for difference material. For example, for polity, start reading Lakshmikant. For economy, start reading some videos and notes. For history, start reading Spectrum. It will take time. And once you have read all of those things for the first time, then in the second reading, start making notes. After you have made notes, then start the answer writing. So answer writing for you should start around March and April, or after prelims 2026 attempt. Because the prelims 2026 हो जाए May में, उसके बाद you can start answer writing. Not before that. Just read and study the syllabus before that.
Okay. So next question, sir. Initially, when student starts their preparation, so what kind of hurdles they'll come across and how to overcome those hurdles?
The first hurdle which I believe is your fear. Your fear will tell you it is difficult. I will not be able to do it. How will I do? How will I compete? And next thing is when you see and you start comparing yourself with other aspirants, he is doing so well, I am not doing so well. He is scoring 80 marks in prelims mock test. I scored a 60, I scored a 50. How will I do it? First challenge is this thing. How to overcome is just believe your preparation is a continuous process. It is not a destination. Preparation is not a destination, it's a process. Each of you will be giving the examination on the date fixed by the UPSC. Don't start comparing yourself with your aspirants or friends right now. Yeah, he must have started your preparation earlier. He must have different skills and capabilities. He must have strong recalling power. You might not having that thing, but each and every one has a different strength and weakness. Identify your strength, identify your weakness, mold your strategy accordingly, and just aim for the right time. If, for example, 26th May is the prelims examination, don't start comparing yourself today or in December. You should focus, ठीक है, right now he must be or she must be ahead of me. But on 26th May, we both will be on equal page and I will beat him or her. That should be the attitude. Your attitude forms the basic foundation of a preparation. Just remember, my friends, attitude is the very important thing. Second challenge you feel is there is a tsunami of content available in the online. Each and every year topper gets selected, they flooded their notes, their market is flooded by their materials, telegrams is full of their channels. Each and every time 900 channels are created every year by UPSC toppers. There's tsunami of content. But remember, you need to have a content or material around the PYQs and the syllabus. For example, in mains, a detailed syllabus is there, and for each topic, maximum there would be a 15-mark question for which you have to write 3 pages. 3 pages will be A4 से कम होता है. Approximately 2.5 pages you have to write, just that much. So you don't have to be a notes collector. You don't have to be collecting notes. You have to work smart. For any topic, just have 2 to 3 page notes. If you have made any from कहीं से भी आप बना लो उसको, from topper notes, from YouTube, from coaching material, from NCERTs. If you have covered the various aspects of those topics, for example, definition, important features, characteristics, challenges, way forward, government schemes, case studies and examples, a diagram or something. If you have covered all these aspects in 3 pages, fine. You don't have to add anything new. कहीं से भी आपको मिल जाए. So start limiting, because revising and reproducing is the key, not making notes and notes and notes. And don't be there to make very good notes. Some people think start making notes by making 4 color pen, 5 color pen. This thinking I would be a topper, then my notes would be selling in the market. Don't fall in that trap. Your notes are your notes. As and when you feel comfortable, as and when you feel confident in it, start making that way. It should be readable and accessible to you. कि आप पढ़ सको उसको, आप समझ सको. That was the way. And third thing is, people don't attempt test either in the pre and the mains. The most biggest fear is fear of answer writing, how to start and when to start answer writing. They just delay, and finally just everything becomes blunder. So you can start answer writing. Nobody, UPSC will not checking your answer of day one, what you wrote in day one. UPSC will be checking what you wrote in the mains examination. To reach that level, to have that practice, you should start as early as possible. Then only you will be able to rectify your mistakes and improve upon them. So don't have fear of solving tests. You have fear कि अगर मैंने test दिया, if I score less, what will everybody think? Nobody will think nothing. It's you have to think. If you will not give the test, you will not able to identify your mistakes. And if you are not able to identify your mistakes, you will not be able to improve them. 3 things is identify your mistake, accept your mistakes. Yes, these are my mistakes and these are my shortcomings, and then work upon to improve it. If you will not be able to identify it, you will not be able to improve it, and you will be there only. You will have no progress, no growth. So that is the important thing.
The next question is how to analyze PYQs for mains and how to prioritize the topics for mains.
See, for mains, in our PYQ analysis, you should see the PYQs. Everywhere PYQ syllabus is very well defined for the mains. So just map the PYQs with the syllabus. For example, internal security, we have 4 questions are asked. And I can tell you which 4 questions will be coming in the 2026 mains and 27 mains. One question is always there from digital and cyber security. One question is there from either from left-wing extremism, Naxalism, or Northeast insurgency. It's the alternative. One question is there from C routes wala internal security threats. And one general question will be there from various dimensions of internal security, threat, vulnerability, or internal risk, or threat from the neighbors, or anything. Every year, 4 questions are 3 questions are fixed. Each and every year, you can solve these 3 questions. One question from terrorism also, otherwise asked. So you can analyze the PYQ. Yeah, now you know from these 4 topics, questions would be coming. Now you can make detailed notes from these 4 topics. Value addition also. You can make map, you can make diagram, you can make code committees, data effects. You can search, you can use ChatGPT for notes making for these specific 4 topics, so that you can value add your things. So that is how PYQ for mains analysis is done.
Yeah, next question is okay. So question is like, Do we need to read all these NCERTs from 6th to 7th class, 12th class compulsory, all NCERTs? Is it necessary or not?
See, if you have time, then I would suggest you can read NCRTs. But NCRTs are just for the base founding material. You should not start making notes and memorizing the NCRTs. If you don't have any background, any familiarity to start with, you can read NCRTs. It is not compulsory for 6 to 12. For geography, it is compulsory. Otherwise, from 9 to 12, it is decent, sufficient enough to study.
Okay. Any doubts, okay, students? Any doubts? If you have doubts, so please let me know. Actually, time is running out. Please tell me.
So, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, my name is Geeta. Actually, I have started my preparation from 2025 starting. I
Okay.
just want to know about that, what makes the difference between answer writing people who are selected and the people who have not selected in the same year. I just wanted to know about that.
Answer writing has three components, Gita. First is presentation, second is content, and third is framework and structuring. So these three components make a good answer. And for aspirants, combination of these three is very, very rare. It gets when you have written at least 2 or 3 means. So you should work upon two things. Content is the most difficult part, quality content. But with average content, decent enough content, you can get selected by strengthening these two areas. What I mean by these two areas is presentation and the structuring in the framework of your answer. That becomes very, very important. What do I mean by structuring and framework is answer writing on the demand of the question, what is asked by the UPSC. Suppose UPSC is asked about the social life of the Indus Valley civilization. Majority of the aspirants will write about the Indus Valley civilization, what they know. They will miss the aspect social life. Your answer should be focusing on the social life of Indus Valley civilization. Okay. And in social life, you can cover religious life, political life, but your wording should be like they are part of a social life. Economy and polity and religion are also part of society. So that is how you link your answer. But aspirants will write about what they know about the Indus Valley civilization. They will write about Harappa civilization. They will write about the plant civilization, their construction and everything, their ornaments, their everything. But they will not link with the social life. So that is the main difference. What I mean by writing to demand of the question and structuring your answer is the first thing. And you should always have a ready framework. For example, introduction would be there, features would be there, then characteristics would be there, challenges, way forward, government schemes. As I told you, notes making. If you start making the notes in those heads, you would be easy to recall, remember, and reproduce in the answer. And the first thing is presentation. Your answer should be presentable. Nobody reads your answer word to word by checking maze paper. They will just see the overview, just see the highlighted content. You should be able to highlight the important things which you are mentioning. And if you are able to do that, you are able to do justice to your answer and you will get selected. So these three components make a differentiation between a topper and a aspirant who
Thank
are
you,
not
sir.
able to clear the means.
Yeah, thank you so much for your valuable insights, sir. So I hope our students got
Thank
lots
you.
of insights regarding how to start, where to start, how to take the notes, and how to analyze the PYQs. And finally, they got an overview of how to clear this UPSC. And actually, I think one myth had been busted. UPSC toughest exam. It is the easiest exam. So with the proper strategy, timetable, and with hard work and consistency and dedication, they can clear this exam. I hope students got this idea regarding this exam. And thank you so much for your valuable time, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All the very best, each of you. Just do your hard work, smart work. Don't fear from it. And you all will be able to clear it one day. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, students, how was the session? I think you got lots of insights regarding this UPSC, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Students and the new batch for this Prelims Cum Foundation course is going to be starting from 15th of this September, that is from tomorrow onwards. And the students who got the scholarship, please try to utilize that opportunity and try to enroll it by today evening or like at least 2 to 3 days. Like around 18th of this September, try to join this course, guys. And if you have any queries, you can directly contact us on this number. 8074765513, the number through which you got your result. Okay. So try to use this opportunity, guys. And thank you so much for
Yeah,
this.
ma'am, just one question. I
Yeah.
just want to join. You have told like remaining 3 days. Within 18th of this month, we
Yeah.
can join, right? Thank you, ma'am. I'll be enrolling for your course.
Okay, so you can directly contact us on our number or on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am. I have written the scholarship test. They had sent me results. They have
Okay. So
called
you
me
can,
also.
yeah,
I
you
just
can
wanted to
contact us
enroll.
on this number only. Okay. Can I know your name, please?
Geeta, ma'am. Geeta Madhuri.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, any doubts? And after joining this, I will be telling you about these features of this course so that you can take your decision. So every day we'll load current affairs. So offline students will do current affairs and that's in the class itself. But for online students, we'll be uploading it on our YouTube channel. And the class will be from morning 9:30 to 1:30. And every day we'll have only one subject so that you'll be having a proper following of syllabus. And we also send you the micro listing of topics so that you can analyze whether all those topics have been done in the class or not. And every day from the day one itself, we have answer writing. And before starting off our course, we'll be giving you like 20 basic videos of this UPSC so that you can analyze like how the syllabus will be. And in that videos also, I clearly said which are the important topics. And even Sir said about there will be 4 questions from internal security and from ancient, there will be questions from Jainism and Buddhism. In a similar manner, when we discuss the syllabus there, I said clearly which are the important topics from prelims and important topics from the mains. Okay. And apart from that, I will be also discussing about the mains answer writing, how you have to do, how we have to follow this IBC format, about presentation, about content, and about value addition part, about structuring of your answer. Everything had been discussed in that 20 classes. And apart from that, how to write an essay, like how to draw a skeleton for your essay. Everything will be discussed in around 41 hours. That will be around 20 classes. First, you have to do with our 20 classes so that you'll be getting an overview of UPSC. And after that, you have to start with the syllabus. And from 15th onwards, I'll be starting my subject that is Indian society. And after that, I will be taking ethics. And after that, we'll be continuing with the history like that. And only one subject will be done in a day, guys. So after completion of that subject, only we'll be moving on to the next subject. So that every Saturday, I'll be conducting you the test. So if that subject is from prelims and mains, so mains will be done on everyday basis. And on Saturday, we'll conduct prelims test. If that subject is only for mains, for example, Indian society and ethics, on Saturday we'll be having only mains test. And after writing of the test, there will be evaluation of your answers also. And at least monthly once, I will be conducting this kind of online session for this online students, and I will be addressing your problems. If you have any doubts or if you have any problems, so I'll be addressing and I'll be taking up your doubts every I think the first week of every Sunday I'll be taking this kind of online session for this online students separate. Because offline students they'll be having good rapport with me. They'll come to my cabin and they'll be clearing their doubts, everything I'll be doing here. But for online students, I'll be doing this favor like every month there will be one online session like this in the same format. So that if you have any doubt, you can directly talk to me. Okay, and next one here is I will be providing the material also, but for material it will be not included in the scholarship. For a material extra 3,000 you have to pay. Okay, that is the thing that I can't do anything regarding that. And next one is for current affairs. I said current affairs class will be uploaded on YouTube. Apart from that, every month we provide monthly magazines. It is separately designed for prelims and as well as mains. And next one here is the course duration will be 10 months. And even the students who are going to write this year, we are going to have target 90 program. So in that target 90 program, exactly before 90 days of your exam. This year the exam is on May 24th. So exactly before 90 days, every day I will be giving you a proper schedule, like which topics that you have to read. And every day we'll conduct tests. And as Sir said, there are some important priority topics, and there are around 6 to 7 types of questions will be coming in UPSC. And we are going to have practice of each and every type on all these expected topics of the prelims case. Okay, so that you will be not getting any fear, any anxiety, you're like boosting your confidence, your belief, and obviously you can clear this prelims. So if you want to clear these prelims and mains will be very easy actually, because we'll be having practice from the day one itself. We'll be not having that hurdles of writing of answer for sure. And even after clearing your mains, there will be free interview, mentorship, or guidance here. Okay. So these are the features of our course. And one more thing here is the classes will be there only in English medium. There is no using of any bilingual language like Hindi or Telugu in the class, because the faculty will be coming from Delhi and Bangalore and they are expert faculty. Only the faculty who deals with optional, I will be recruiting them for teaching of GS here. So they will know UPSC inside and out case. And the qualification that we'll take here is they have to write at least 4 to 5 mains, or else the students who clear this UPSC or the students who appear this interview will be your faculty, like how our sir discussed. They'll be teaching only what is important from UPSC point of view. And actually, sir also said that if you're taking any book, you should not read from first to last. Only selectively we have to see. And even almost all the syllabus is there, but UPSC is focusing in certain areas. In the same way, in our class also, they'll be focusing on only UPSC point of view base. So they'll be not teaching anything unnecessary. Okay, so only what is required, they'll teach that only. Okay, any doubts? Any more doubts, guys?
Clear, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So if you want to contact me directly, you can call us on that number. That is 8074765513, or else you can directly visit our institute. I will be available from morning to evening in our institute. Our institute is located in Hyderabad, guys, especially in Ashok Nagar. And in Ashok Nagar, there is one famous book center that everyone knows, that is Vikas Book Center. Exactly about this Vikas Book Center, second and third floor, we have our institute. You can come and you can visit our institute also. Yeah, tell me, Vivo, what is your doubt? I have one doubt. What is that? Hi, ma'am. Is it sufficient to start preparation from tomorrow? Yes, you can. I will be trying to complete this syllabus at least by 7.5 to 8 months.
What are
Yeah.
the right options which I was unable to listen from Lavanya ma'am yesterday? What are the right optionals for the civil services? Because
Right
to our
option, yeah. As sir said, you have to select your options based on certain criteria. First one is whether it is cooling or not. Second one is availability of material or not. Whether it is static or dynamic. So you have to always select a option that is static, because if you're selecting dynamic, then you will keep on updating that. The most of the time will be getting wasted there. And you have to see whether right test series mentors are available or not. So here popularly we'll say like you can take anthropology or sociology, and even PSIR is also a very good option. Many students are opting it, but it is like dynamic part. So based on your background, based on your interest, you can select that. So before selecting your option, first just open the syllabus, look at the syllabus, and see the PYQs of at least 3 to 4 years and compare whether the questions are coming from the syllabus or out of the syllabus, guys. So this is the thing that you have to follow. Just do some work before selecting your option, because it plays a very, very important role. It is around 500 marks in your exam. So it will be like a deciding factor whether you will be there in the list or not. Okay?
okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So any doubts, anyone, guys? Students, any doubts? Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And please do use this opportunity of scholarship that you got. Don't make it to expire, or don't make it like going to waste. Okay? Yeah, thank you so much, students. And I wish you very all the best.